glued when it dry. Hi guys, thank you very much for coming back to my channels, and for those new, thank you for stopping by. And in this video I like to share the cheapest and economic way to peel the wallpaper off the wall, and using a basic tool, simply using my hands and the basic tool I have in my toolbox, without spending so much money on steamer or spending so much money on the professional builders. However, if you do have money, I would recommend you to spend on the professional builders, traders, because they know what they're doing, and I'm sure the final result is way better than yourself or doing it yourself. And however, in this case, I like to save money because I don't think nothing dangerous about doing this job, because nothing structural, nothing mechanical, nothing electronical. So simply peeling the wallpaper off before proceed with the painting to change the color. Before moving further though, I like to give the context of this place. I moved to this house in November last year, and been here not even a year yet, and we done so much, so minor, so little in it, because we settling down. And the previous owner of this house lived here for years and years, and this house has been built maybe after the war, and everything is old. And moving forward, and we managed to take off the carpet, because the carpet is old, rugged and quite unpleasant smell, but it is habitable, but still feel like someone else's home, despite it's our home almost a year now. So we started with the carpet off, and the next one is to change the color on the wall. But we started one by one, and I started with this room, and one of the bedroom here, and that there's a remaining wallpaper that's still intact, and which I like to share how I did it without using specific tool or using expensive people to do it. Because I believe if I hiring a builder, it maybe cost about £700 or £800 a day just for the labor cost, and the material cost is nothing really. So for now, I'm going to save that £700 or £800 a day for myself. I'm using the basic tool, and the first tool I'm going to use is using my hand and a chisel, just to pull that the wallpaper, the top surface, the hard one, that is consider water resistance, slightly take time for it to absorb water. The second is using water to soak up those the remaining of that wallpaper that's still intact on the wall, that make it easy once it wet to peel it off. And the third one, of course, to sand it, to get rid of the remaining that unseen, and also the rough surface, so it is ready for painting. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope this is worthwhile sharing. Thank you very much. Do subscribe before we proceed. Thank you. Hi guys, thank you very much for coming back to my channels. And in this video, I like to share with you the how to peel the wallpaper the most economic way possible without hiring a professional traders. If you have money, I would recommend to use the professional people, because they know the job better. But in this case, I like to save money for my own house, because it's nothing risky, nothing technical, nothing structural. So when it comes to interior, such as wallpaper, painting, I would rather do it myself, because it saves so much money. The first thing is I peel off the first layer of this wallpaper. This is it's quite hard to take off. I just use the scissor, if it's quite difficult, because they are quite strong, sticky against the wall, plaster wall. But some of them quite easy to peel off. But also it's very careful. Need to be very careful when using this scissor. You don't want. I don't want to damage the surface on the plaster finishes. And here this is the easy one there. Just peel it off. Of course, the under layer is still glued to the plaster, but that will be the next process. I improvise with all the tool that I need. I don't need to get the steamer. Usually you can recommend it to use steamer, wall steamer, to steam the wallpaper to peel them off easier. But this one I found is a lot easier and economical way of doing it. Do it yourself, basically DIY. I did this is the first room in my house that I need to start with. The flooring, the carpet on the floor has been taken off. So the next is to paint this wall into different color. And at the moment it's a yellow wallpaper, which was here owned by this the previous owner of this house. We moved into this house last year in November, so we haven't got a chance to actually work on it. So I decided to work slowly on this project, try to do it myself, to save money, not to cost so much onto it. So when I come to painting, peeling the wallpaper, I do it myself for now. Using the sharp chisel is made it easy to peel the hard surface of that wallpaper, because this wallpaper has quite hard and much more decorative at the outer layer, the surface. Underneath is just a soft layer of the paper which is glued to the plaster wall. Now I need to move up to the top one. I did most of it already, but this is the remaining that I like to share, which is by these windows. The remaining of it, just to share. I feel obliged to share because I found it's really useful and easier than I thought it would to peel this wallpaper using the techniques which I like to share here, rather than making so much, spending so much money on buying expensive tools, or spending so much money on the professional people. If you have money, I would recommend it, though, as I said before, it is recommended to use the professional people because they know what they're doing and they do better job. But in this case, for those who like to save money, this is the way to do it. And it's quite relaxing also to do this process, moving away from drawings. Sometimes I draw too much, sometimes I feel like I never draw before. So this gives me a bit of a break, and while doing it, thinking what is the next drawing I'm going to do. Some of this wallpaper are really difficult to peel off. Just what I understand, this wallpaper is glued using water. There's no adhesive into just water. It's designed that way, and it weight when it will paste on the paper on the wall, and it glued when it dry. So it's crazy. Look at this. It's very satisfying. You just put it up first. There you go. Most of the done. The remaining is the underlayer of this paper that's still glued to the wall. But the next process is I'm going to use water, warm water, not too hot. It's optional, but I would use the warm water. And of course, I need to clean this wallpaper on the floor before it accumulated. Yeah, this is the warm water that I put in a bucket, not too much, and a cloth. Simply soak that water in the cloth and rub it on this wallpaper, the remaining wallpaper, just using the techniques wax on, wax off, like Karate Kid. Nothing so special. There's no specific techniques to it. You just simply rub it on the surface, just like this. The idea is when this wallpaper is soak up weight, it will be naturally peel itself off from the being glued to this plaster wall. Just also, it is important not to rub all this too all over the place, because do it whilst you can peel it off straight away, because if you do too much, when it dry off, it gets sticky again, it glued back. So do it as much within a certain space, size, like this. Certain time, because do when if I do it now, and while the other one dry off, it get glued again. So I mean, I have to start all over again. You see, look at this. They start bubbling out. Look at that, like cysts on your skin. Indication that it's sticking off. The glue now is peel off. It make it easier to peel it. Just using another tool, like that. Look how easy it is. So this process is very easy. Simple techniques. Anyone can do this. Even children can do it. So you don't need a builder to do it for you. You can do it yourself. You can save so much money. See how easy it is compared to when it was dry. It is important to have a bin bag right next to the working place. So what I learned is, as I peel them, put it back in the bin bag instantly, so I don't have to make a big effort to clear up after all the mess. So it's just direct in the bin like this to make it easier. Here you go. See how easy it is, without any force with my tool. Just peel it and pull it out. There. It's so easy to use this wallpaper. But of course, it is important to peel the hard surface first, because the hard surface, in a way, it takes time for the water to absorb it. Take time to soak it up with the water. But with this, taking the outer layer is make it easier for the water to soak it up, the remaining layer of this paper, like that. So now time to clean it up, this rubbish. I see the floorboard for decking. This is the old timber decking. It was covered with carpet, be taken off. So the next process is, after I peeled all the remaining wallpaper, I'm going to sand them. Look at this remaining sandpaper in my toolbox. I hope I still have them. Yes, I do. Here it is. I think it should be enough to do the entire house. It is recommended to use the gloves, safety, but in this case, it is optional. I like to try with bare hand, just to experience this tactility of this wall and this sandpaper. But if you concerned about the softness of your fingers, your hand, I would recommend to use the gloves. If you have a mask, do wear the mask, or if you have the glasses, put the glasses on. Safety glass, goggles rather. I do have to do the purpose of this is to sand the remaining roughness on the surface, or if they're glued or the glue or paper. And of course, with the sanding, it creates so much mess in the room. So the last for this process is to vacuum all the dust from the plasterboard, from the plaster. Of course, I have to sand started with the corner of this under the skirting board. Isn't it satisfying to see this, how this technology that can sack all this dust on the skirting board. This is the last process, but not least. So the next process, when I clean this, is to wash them with water on the floor and the wall before painting them. The next process will be painting, but the painting will be on the next video. So here it is, the final result after the sanding, and thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. Thank you very much.